Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Pie Factory is a little small card game that plays very quick and is super portable. This game does pack an economic punch in a very small box. What you're going to get here is a pie company or pie factory or pie distribution center, I suppose. And you're playing at that to increase your profits as much as possible as you're making and selling the pie. What could be more fun than that? But this game appears to be just a quick little card game, and it is. But what it does do is gives you interesting decisions about when you're going to be able to do this in a light atmosphere that you're having fun with. When I did my written review for this, it actually ended up being a purge, and then we ended up playing it a few more times because we had some time and we went a small filler, and we chose this, which is the very definition of a keeper. If I'm continuing to pull it off the shelf, that should be a keeper. And it is now a keeper. So this is a game that we're going to keep. It plays quick. It has that economic punch that I'm looking for. It has a really nice theme of making pies. It's very likable. You can play this with anybody. The rules are easy to teach, and it does give you a little bit of a punch with it. You're making decisions during the game that are going to dictate whether you win or lose. There's some luck with the cards coming up, etc. That's fine. And there are different ways to score points with, do you box them up, do you put toppings on them, etc. How are you going to do this pie thing? And it does so in a light filler, very quick. And that's going to be a very good game and one that we found that we wanted to keep. And so we are. Keeper for us. Here is Pie Factory. You can see it's from Dice Hate Me Games. It's a very small box, very portable. And the box is very sturdy. A lot of these small box games come in cheap boxes. This is not a cheap box at all. And I like it quite a bit. So the only thing it has doesn't have the little clips to open up. It's a little tricky to get inside. You're going to get a rule book, which we'll take a look at in a few minutes. You're going to get a bunch of cards. Now, everything fits in here perfect. The size of the box is wonderful. And you can see the artwork on it is super cute. You can have different things here with the prices. The font on it's very big. Excellent, excellent job here on the components. No issues whatsoever. Here is the rule book. It kind of is one of those that kind of, it's a page and it unfolds. You're going to have some pictures in it. With anatomy of cards, etc. But a lot of white background with black text on top of it, etc. as you go through. The rules are not very long. Probably need less than 10 minutes to understand and be able to play this game, and to teach it will be even less. Each player will grab one of these to showcase who they are in the game. If you're playing with less than a number of people, there will be a marker on the cards to take certain cards out, and you will have your player aids that will be in here also. First thing you do is you're going to shuffle the deck, and everybody will get 4 cards that will be their starting hand. Then you're going to take the deck that's shuffled up and unveil a number of cards based on the number of players. So in a 3-player game, we will be putting out 5 cards that will be put out face up for all the players to see. Now you are set up and ready to play the game. The game is played over 2 days. The first day is going through the deck once, and the second day is going through the deck twice. After that, the game will end, you'll score up, and see who has the most points. You will score for dollars that are in your scoring pile. You'll also score majority bonuses that you'll see here on the card, so there'll be different ways for you to score. It tells you how many points, and those will be based on having the majority of those cards. You can see a few of these are already out. Then you will get a most boxed pie bonus of 3 points if you're able to obtain that bonus. Then whoever has the most points will be the winner of the game. First thing you do on turn is going to take an action, which means you can take a card from the row, or you can play a card from your hand. Not both, one or the other. If you want to take one of these cards, they all have a cost. The one closest to the deck, which is this one, will cost 2 discards from your hand. The next 2 cost 1 card from your hand discarded, and anything else that over here would be free for you just to take. You don't have to pay any cost. Now when you take it, you can put it face up in front of you to showcase that you took it, or if you want to make it crust, you can simply turn it over, and now you have the crust available in front of you. Same thing applies to your hand. If you want to play a card from your hand, you simply place it down in front of you. If you want to play it as a crust, you simply flip it over and have it in front of you. So one from the assembly, you can play, paying the cost associated with it, by discarding cards from your hand, or simply play a card from your hand on either side. The other action you could take is to box pies. I'm going to come back to that, as that's going to be the main way that you score points. Or you can simply draw a card from the top of the deck. Any card drawn from the top of the deck will immediately go into your hand, but if you already have 4 cards, that's not going to be an option for you. Each of the cards will have the same information on it. So let me zoom in so I can show you a little bit of the information that you might find on a card. Here will be the prep time that you will have. These across the top will be the requirements. So in this case, you will need to have a crust. If you look right here, you will need to have these ingredients in order to make this kind of pie. So they may have a requirement on top of it when you're boxing it up. This is how many points you're going to earn for boxing that up. And this tells you if it has crust or filling or whatever the requirements may be. That's more for informational purposes. And this tells you the type of pie. And that is just for fun that you'll have. This is a sweet potato pie versus a key lime pie. Now, if each player drafted a card, let's say this card was drafted by me, it has a 2 o'clock prep time. If my opponent had drafted this card, it has a 3 o'clock prep time. So at the second stage, after everybody's drafted a card or played a card, you'll be able to look at these cards and see which one has the earlier prep time. Whoever has the earliest prep time will go first in the next round. If you box pies or did something that doesn't have a prep time, then you will go last in the round. Now, any cards that you took this round that are placed face down into you, you can put them where it needs to go. If it has no place to go, then you can simply place it back in your hand. Once again, if you already have 4 cards, then you cannot take this option. Then, all cards left here will be shifted down, and new cards will come out into the assembly line. They're pushing down towards the no-cost option. Now, once the deck is gone, the day will end. What you'll do is any pies left after night goes stale. You must discard 1 pie containing at least 1 filling, and you may choose which pie to discard that's in front of you. Once you get through the second time, the game will end and you'll add up your scores. The only thing else we need to discuss is how to play cards. So you'll see cards have certain requirements that will be on them. Now, let's say you have a crust. All pies will start with a crust. You can have a crust like this, or every card on the back is a crust. Once you have a card on a crust, this one requires a crust, so the key line can simply go on top of that. That's a very easy thing for it to have. Sometimes you'll see boxes like this that require these ingredients be on it, and it can't go on top of another card until those ingredients are there. At any point, you can score a card. In this case, I would just get $1 for it, or you can build things on top of it in order to score more points. So when I score this, I will put this into my scoring pile, and this card will go back into the discard pile to be used in the second day if we're still in the first. So you're only going to score whatever is on top of it. So a 3 on top of a 1 is not a 4. Instead, just for clarification, it's only a 3. So you're going to score points for these at the end of the game, for any bonuses that you have, and then whoever boxed up the most pies. So you'll get 3 points for that. Whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. Who should buy this game? Anybody looking for a quick card filler? You like the economic aspect of it? You like pie? Maybe that could be a plus for you. And I think that you're just looking for something quick that actually provides a game for you, and this one does. It's a very solid design. I feel like the game is very cute, and I think it accomplishes what it sets out to do, which is bring fun to your gaming table in a short period of time. Excellent job, Keeper, for us.